We're in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Welcome to Cambridge. This has been 6 years in the making. We are having our first ever symposium. The Superficial Siderosis Research Alliance is proud to present this event. And I know no one is here to listen to me. The talent is in the table in the back of the room, but you'll have a chance to listen to them tomorrow, so you got to listen to me for a few minutes tonight. Dr. Michael Levy will also say a few words. My name is Kyle Dempsey. I'm president and founder of the SSRA, Superficial Siderosis Research Alliance. But by no means am I doing this by myself, quite the contrary. I need to thank some people tonight that are very special and have helped a lot. Some of them are not here. Number one, I'd like to thank my wife, Sue Dempsey. She's back home in Pewaukee, Wisconsin tonight. She's Mackenzie's, my daughter's, #1 advocate. She's been so special for the last 6 or 7 years that we've been doing this. Gary and Rory Daniel. Rory's right over here. Put your hand up, Rory, if you haven't met her. Without Rory, none of this happens tonight. I know I'm the one speaking, but Rory does all the behind-the-scenes work. She lives with superficial siderosis every day. Her husband, Gary, has superficial siderosis. She's a caregiver, the brains of the operation. She's going to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award for what she's been doing the last 7 years with me and even longer before. Let's have another round for Rory. Fiona Parkinson from Australia, she couldn't be here. She was planning on it, but she couldn't be here. She's on every meeting we have. Some of the meetings are at very strange hours. I don't even attend those, but wow, I mean, we have people all over the world. Thank you, Fiona, if you're listening. Fiona, thank you. Brenda Lloyd from Canada attends all the meetings. She's wonderful too. She couldn't attend tonight, but she's on every one of our meetings. Thank you, Brenda. Thanks. Reese and Sue Holmes are here tonight. They're sitting with me at the table. I'd like to congratulate Reese. He's a newly elected board member, United States SSRA. Thank you, Reese. We expect big things from you, and we've already got them. Plus, listen to this. He's also going to start a branch. He's going to start a branch of the SSRA UK. So he's going to have 2 jobs. He's going to be on our board, and he's going to be running our branch in the UK. We're very excited for that. Thank you, Reese. Rachel Kenner is sitting at my table. Thank you, Rachel, for coming tonight. She's going to provide some new energy for our social media program. I've never really done social media, but it's the way people communicate now. So thank you, Rachel, and I'm sure we're going to learn so many other things. So thank you for helping. We need volunteers. We're going to talk about that later this week, too. Mackenzie, my daughter, is sitting next to me. She's our administrative assistant. Thank you, Mackenzie, for making the trip. She does anything I ask for her. She's a junior in college, and she has superficial siderosis, and she's trying to find ways and means to find a cure, find anything that'll help someday. So thank you, Mackenzie. Before I introduce Dr. Levy, I want to thank some people that have passed, and by no means is this list all-inclusive, but we're just going to remember a few people right now. The first one I'd like to recognize is Mary Beth Tello. She passed away a few years ago, but she was just the life of our meetings online, just a super lady. We miss her dearly, but she did a great job. Levy Mayhouse. She did any fundraiser we wanted. She did birthday fundraisers. A lot of the money she raised, we spent tonight, but what a super lady. Brett Butler did anything we asked. He didn't have too many abilities. towards the end, but he did anything we asked. Susan Goschel, right now there's a current memorial going on. Her friend Madeline organized a fundraiser for Susan, and she's raising money right now as we speak through a memorial for her recent passing. And I saved this one for last tonight, and we're going to talk more about other people tomorrow and Friday. But we have 3 super special ladies here tonight. Fred Cohen passed away. He never had a diagnosis of superficial siderosis. A brilliant mathematician from Rochester, living in Rochester. And 2 daughters and a wife are here, Helen, Sarah, and Kathleen. And they are super supporters for the SSRA. They do anything we need financially, and we're so proud that they came and so happy that they're here tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Again, this doesn't happen unless there's people like that. The presenters are all sitting back at that table, and they'll introduce themselves tomorrow, but I'm going to let, well, I'm not going to let, I want to say a few words. Dr. Michael Levy, he's the reason we're here. They're the talent. Thank you so much. Come up and say a few words. Thank you. After Dr. Levy talks, we have a 7 or 8 minute video of our story, and we hope you watch that afterwards too. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to my campus. I saw my first superficial siderosis patient 20 years ago now. I was a resident at Johns Hopkins and got a phone call from the anesthesiologist in an operating room. His patient was about to go under, and he had this strange rare disease he'd never heard of, and they wanted us to come by and just bless the operation. And I said, okay, well, what's the name of the condition? And they said, superficial siderosis. And I said, I've never heard of that condition. I really don't know what this is. Are you sure you want me to come by? And we went there as a team. We saw the patient. We read about superficial siderosis as much as we could, but there wasn't really much out there. We read every single case report that we could find, and we recruited a librarian to translate from 20 languages every single case that was published. And we put together one paper. We published it in 2007. And my email address was attached to that paper. And I started getting emails from patients. They'd say, I found this paper online. Are you seeing patients with superficial siderosis? And I'd say, well, I'm a resident. I'm not really capable of seeing patients. And they said, well, we don't have anybody else. Can we just come see you? I said, okay, come and I'll do the best I can. And I started seeing these superficial siderosis patients one after the next after the next. Now, 350 patients later, we finally have our first symposium. And so It took 20 years, and we still have a lot of work to do, but I'm really proud of this day. This is really the culmination of a lot of effort, not on my part. I do the medicine and the science. The effort and the credit really goes to the SSRA. They're really the ones who put this together. So I'm really excited about our program tomorrow, and then on Friday I have this great group of scientists here. Everyone's going to be locked up in this room together, and we're going to come up with the backbone of a research program to really move this field forward. So thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for coming tomorrow. And I really do appreciate it.
So we'll play the video, but for tomorrow, everybody should have received one of these pamphlets, brochures, 32 pages. It's a book, I guess. So anyways, it says check in at 7:15. Welcome and opening. I guess you get to listen to Nord tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So please be here by 8 o'clock for the program. And we have a video now. So I will sit down and let's play the video. We're good for the video. Thank you.
When she was born, she had a heart defect, so she had a couple of surgeries for that. And then I always think I can get through this, and I can't. On her third birthday, she and our son were in a car accident. She suffered a traumatic brain injury, and our son didn't survive. So she had brain surgery in August of 16 to fix and seal the leak that was in the back of her head. She was about 7 or 8 when we recognized this, and the doctor wanted to do something. He was just puzzled as to what to do.
Especially when the doctor himself doesn't know what he's really talking about, and all he knows about it is what he just read, probably the day before when he was going over his notes. So it's definitely very difficult to learn something but not really know anything about what's going on.
We honestly had no idea what to do next.
Your mind can really wander and think about things that really aren't the case, but you just don't know what to believe. So the mystery of everything is very difficult.
The neurosurgeon, he was following our case, and he realized that she has superficial siderosis. We finally had a diagnosis: superficial siderosis.
8 billion people in the world.
And at the time, only 200 had been diagnosed.
That's 0.0000000
0.0025% of the population. That's right, 7 zeros. Because it's so rare, superficial siderosis often goes undiagnosed. Its symptoms are often mistaken for other conditions and even overlooked entirely. So now, after years of trying to find answers, we had a diagnosis, but nothing else.
No treatment, no step-by-step.
Just an unpronounceable name of an ultra-rare neurodegenerative disease that hadn't really been studied. We felt almost invisible. We thought there has to be more families like ours.
Out there struggling in the dark just like us, waiting for that guiding light.
And after talking it over, we realized that shining light had to be us. If we wanted to make any progress, we were going to have to get things going ourselves. But where do we start? Google, of course. And what came up? Well, almost nothing. But we came across a small website called Living with Superficial Siderosis.
And I sent an email to them. I said, "Hi, my name is Kyle Dempsey. I was reading through your website about superficial siderosis. Who are you?"
And that's how we met Rory and Gary Daniel. Gary had been living with SS for years. The Daniels would go on to say that they were hesitant to share their personal experiences at first, but they soon realized that while information is valuable, people also crave a connection with someone who understands the daunting journey of living with superficial siderosis. Now we had a place to start. We had a little momentum. And soon, the Superficial Siderosis Research Alliance was born. So we built a board of directors.
All volunteers.
But where other well-known diseases had executive directors, we didn't. We didn't have a director of development writing grants. We didn't have professional fundraisers on our staff. What we did have were friends, cousins, aunts, and families putting together silent auction baskets, organizing trail runs, or selling raffle tickets. We had a small grassroots team of volunteers. They were dedicated and passionate about the cause. And together we raised enough money to start research. Now all that we needed was someone willing to take on the challenge of researching a disease unknown to most in science. And that's when we found Dr. Michael Levy.
I specialize in the area of superficial siderosis. I'm at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, and I started my training at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, and that's where I saw my first patient with superficial siderosis. It was a young man going to the operating room for something unrelated, and when the doctors, the surgeons, they heard superficial siderosis, they just threw their hands up and said, "What is this? We have no idea what this is." At the time, I never heard of superficial siderosis. I reviewed the literature. I couldn't find anything about it. It was very frustrating to me, but such a fascinating disease from a scientific point of view that I really took the opportunity to understand what was going on.
With Dr. Levy's leadership, the first dedicated superficial siderosis research lab was established at Massachusetts General Hospital, right alongside those studying ALS. For the first time, SS had a home in the world of cutting-edge neuroscience, and soon after, we started to hear more voices.
I am Mikko Pettinen from Helsinki, Finland, and I was diagnosed with SS in March 2023. I am a jazz musician, and I have composed music inspired by my challenges, experiences, fears, and frustrations about this disease.
My name is Kelly from Illinois, and I have superficial siderosis.
My name is Brenda Lloyd, and I have superficial siderosis.
Hi, I'm Fiona.
My name's Claire.
I'm Carol Bryant.
Gary.
My name is Sharon.
My name is Reese, and I'm from Wales.
And I have superficial siderosis.
To build on our momentum, we launched the SSRA website.
A hub for research, updates, resources, and most recently, established the first superficial siderosis patient registry to better connect patients and researchers.
In just 6 years, our community has grown. The Superficial Siderosis Research Alliance now connects thousands of people around the world. Families have shared their stories, sent in videos, and joined us to raise awareness for a disease that once felt invisible.
Everyone has their own reason for joining this fight, but together,
With the support of dedicated doctors, business leaders, and people who didn't always know where to start, just that they wanted to help, we have joined together to improve global research, drive advocacy, and push the clinical progress of superficial siderosis forward. So we've put superficial siderosis on the map. It now has a name, and a team, and momentum. And this historic symposium is the start of the next chapter. The Superficial Siderosis Research Alliance.
thank you. We have the room till 8 o'clock, so feel free to have another coffee, chat, and we'll be here tomorrow. Thank you so much for being to this first event. Everybody here in this room is special. Everybody's story matters. If you haven't heard your story, we can tell your story on the website. I personally would like to talk to everyone, and if I didn't talk to you tonight, I'll get you tomorrow. Thank you for attending. It's very important that everybody did this today. Thank you.